Hey, it's your boy Nox, and today we're doing a little tutorial. Right here I have with me the Steam Deck. And if you haven't guessed it already with our little guest here, we're gonna be replacing the SSD with a higher capacity one. Now I think the answer of why we wanna do this is pretty obvious. I mean, you want more storage for more games, right? This is the base model Steam Deck, the LCD one, and I believe it comes with 256 gigs of storage. So let me double check that. I was right. And we're going to be upgrading that 256 gigs to 2000. This is a 2 terabyte SSD. So let's get into it, shall we? The things I'm going to go over, while not required, is highly recommended for the safety of not only you, but the device itself. So it's recommended that we drain the battery to at least 25% or below. We're at 23, so we're good there. And the next thing we're going to want to do is to put it in battery storage mode. To do that, we need to go into the Steam BIOS. To get into the Steam BIOS, you want to hold the plus button or the volume up button and just tap the power button. And there we are. Then you're going to go to Setup Utility. If it'll let me control. Yeah, okay, so you have to use the D-pad. And then we'll scroll through and look for the battery storage mode on power, which is that fourth option down. Press right on the D-pad, and it'll be that first option. And yes. All right, now it's in battery storage mode, and we can begin to take this apart. If you don't have a screen protector, it's a good idea to lay a microfiber cloth down so you can lay it on its front, like so. And now we'll need a screwdriver. I'm using the iFixit toolkit. Should have a variety of sizes. There are 6 Phillips head screws. These two right here are the shortest, and these two back here are longer than these. So please remember that for reassembly. Keep these 4 screws together, and these 4 screws together separate from the. Keep these 4 screws together, and keep these 4 screws together. Just remember that for reassembly. Remember to use the right size bit, or you're going to strip these screws. And I think that's just right. Okay, so the size is J00. Remember to keep these screws together for reassembly. I changed my mind. I think we need a bigger one. This one still fit the screws down here, but I was a little afraid of using it because I was afraid it was just a little too big, but it seems like it's okay. And this is a J0. Don't know what that means, but you Phillips head experts out there can tell me in the comments down below. You screw heads can tell me in the comments down below. Just a size comparison right here, just so you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, the screws on the outside are longer than the screws on the inside. This is the inside screw, this is the outside screw. So keep that in mind. It's pretty easy to tell the difference, but just in case, you need to remember, small screws inside, long screws outside. Now the back covering can come off. I believe they're just like some kind of pop clip or something. Do not use metal or you'll scrape up your shell. The great part about the iFixit kit is that it comes with picks. So we can go around the edge and pop out the clips. If you don't have one of these, any kind of plastic card, like a credit card or something, an old credit card or something like that will work. Guitar picks, stuff like that. And it might take a couple tries to figure out where the best place to insert these picks are, but you'll get it eventually once you start working around. And this is why it's important to use plastic, because one slip and you'll scratch either the screen or something important. And I think we popped a clip right there, so we're good there. There we go. There we go. As you can see right there, it's slowly coming apart. There we go. Take your time. Don't rush it. There. Easy. That's what we want to see. Just a quick slide around. There we go. And with that, we have the back shell off. Now, normally, there would be a screw right here. However, that is missing. We did buy this Steam Deck refurbed straight from Steam or Valve, and usually there is a screw there that's covered by foil. So, but in this case, we don't have it. Not a big deal, just a little bit of an oversight. We're also missing a screw right here, I believe. Yeah, this is the fan that cools everything and stuff, right? So we're missing the screw right here, and we're missing a screw right here. Again, we bought this refurb, so if you bought this brand new, I would imagine that they are not missing. Because the next steps we're gonna do is, normally, the next step would be to remove this screw and the screws right here and right here. So let's give you a little close up, right here and right here. It's very hard to see because they're black and it kind of blends in with this heat shroud. Let's take our screwdriver, screw this. Not to glaze iFixit again, but these screwdrivers, magnetic. So I don't even have to worry about dropping a screw. We'll unscrew it. See? Magnet. And then this should be able to just kind of wiggle off. Huh, wonder what's keeping it down. I've unscrewed all the screws. Oh, it's just this little wire. Okay. Little fan wire. Huh, what else is keeping it down? Did they tape it or something? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. The this thermal pads is what was like gluing it down to. This is the SSD, and yeah. So yeah, the thermal pads were the ones kind of adhering to this. All right, so we'll safely set that aside. Now, for more safety, we'll want to disconnect the battery, which is this entire thing is the battery, and this is the ribbon that connects it to the PCB, right? So right there, we just want to gently pull that out of that socket. Socket? I don't know what to call it, but yeah. And you can either do it with your hands, if you're nimble and you have smaller fingers, or I would say something like, I don't know, tweezers would be fine. I'll try with my fingers. It shouldn't be too bad. And I believe it has a pull right here, so you can just, oh, nope, it's in there. Okay, well, there's a little bit of a lip right there that you can use something like a tool like this that comes with the iFixit toolkit to kind of just push out. Okay, if that doesn't work, then we can always resort to tweezers. There we go. With enough wiggling, it should just slide out. There you go. That took a little bit longer, but yeah, with enough wiggling, it should just slide out like that. And then when we're done, we'll just slide it back in. Just as close up again, with enough wiggling, it should just slide out, and then we'll just, you know, wiggle it back in. So M.2 SSD is right here. Another close-up for you guys right here. And we'll take our screwdriver, unscrew that, let it pop up, hold this screw somewhere safe, and then we'll slide that out. Perfect. And we'll want to reuse this, I guess you would call it a heat shield for our new SSD. But if for whatever reason this messes up on you, you can head over to iFixit and buy some of this, and it's relatively cheap. So, but I don't have the time to wait for that, so we'll be reusing this. Let's unpackage our brand new SSD. And there it is in all its plastic wrapped glory. Let's unpackage this first. So that this is ready to go. So, like I said, we'll repurpose this. All you have to do is just kind of get under there with either your nails, or if you have tweezers, now's a good time to use them. There you go. My nail did it. And it should peel off. It's like a tape. Just like so. The old SSD. And now, just like the other one, we will wrap it the same way. Make sure the, I guess the contact pads look just like this when you wrap it, because it will go over like this, like that. And if you're like me, you want to align everything correctly, and you seal it up just like that. Perfect. Now, how do we go about putting the M.2 SSD back in? You would normally think I'll just slide it in, right? That it can't be too hard. Not exactly. These ports, you have to insert it at a slight angle and then press it down, and then we'll use the screw to screw it back into the PCB. So make sure that the contact pads line up with the receiving end correctly. There is a notch right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but really high up there, which fits into this notch on your M.2 SSD. So we'll just slide it in at an angle, like so. You see how it's slightly sticking up, like this. We'll take the screw that we removed, push it down, and reinstall it. So now we'll do all the things we did to take this apart in reverse. So now that we got the M.2 inserted, we will reinsert the battery cable by just wiggling it back down, and the tension from, you know, how tight this cable is should push it into place. And with a little help, we'll just push it back in with our fingers and it'll slide into that. Now we'll want to put the heat shield back on. And I'm really kind of concerned that that screw was missing from a refurb unit, as well as this screw down here. Like, that's kind of strange. But, you know, if they say it's okay, I mean, whatever. But just know, Valve, that I just opened this up. This is my first time opening it up, and those two screws are missing. So I guess I should have did the bottom screw first, but we're here now. And now we'll just press those clips back in. So all that's left is to just power it on. but because it's in battery storage mode, the Steam Deck will not turn on no matter how many times you press the power button. It'll be unresponsive. The way to get it out of battery storage mode is to plug it into the charger and turn it on that way. Okay, now it's plugged in. We'll just hold the power button. Hopefully it should come on. Oh, it's screen flash, so it's on. Okay, we're gonna, default boot is missing or boot failed. Insert recover media and hit any key. All right, let's continue. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna need to reinstall the OS.
So we need to create a boot drive. And to do that, the first thing we need is the SteamOS boot media. To find it, you can just search SteamOS repair in your web browser, and then you'll click on that first result. And then from here, you can just go all the way down to the install, reimage, repair SteamOS section and click on that link. It should bring you to this page, and you'll click on that download link right under the installing SteamOS header. I've already downloaded it, so let's move on to the next step. Now to actually load that boot media onto that drive, you'll need a tool. Since we're on Windows, Steam recommends Rufus Utility, so we'll use that. You should hit this page, scroll down, and click on that exe download link. I've already downloaded it, so let's continue. So run the Rufus utility, and it should pick up on that empty drive. For this, I'm using a 16 gig micro SD card in a USB adapter, so we can insert it inside the Steam Deck and not have to, mess around with any dongles or hubs. So now next to the boot selection, you'll click on the select button and find the Steam boot media. Then click on start. It'll wipe out that entire drive and replace it with the Steam boot media. It'll take a bit, so go do something else and let it run. So after a while it should finish. Let's return back to the Steam Deck.
Okay, now that we're done installing the SteamOS onto this micro SD card, I'm not too sure if this will work, but hopefully it will. We'll just insert it into the Steam Deck right here. Hold the volume up button, the plus button, and tap the power button. So after getting into the BIOS, we'll go to Boot Manager, and then we'll select the micro SD card that was inserted. We'll let it run through all these things to reinstall SteamOS. And it looks like we're going through it. We will select the reimage. Where's the reimage?
Sorry for the sudden silence. It is that fourth option that says wipe device and install SteamOS.
And this should get us back to factory settings. Okay, the reimaging is successful, so we will proceed with the reboot. Should shut off. And we should be booted into the Steam, pretty much Steam Big Picture mode. There we go. All right, and now we just set it up like normal. Actually, I'm gonna go hand this off to the actual owner of this Steam Deck to have them set it up. So I had the owner run through the startup, and now we're just installing the last bits of SteamOS. Should reboot. There we go. The boot process might take a bit, but be patient, let it do its thing. And there we go. So now we'll have the owner sign into their Steam account. Okay, we had them sign into their Steam Deck. Tap this. Yeah, we'll run through all the first time stuff. Let's go to the menu. Let's go to settings and see storage. And as you can see there, we have an internal drive of 1.8 terabytes free. So it was successful. So that's how to install a new M.2 SSD into your Steam Deck, as well as how to reinstall SteamOS. I didn't realize that we'd have to reinstall SteamOS. Being an all-in-one type of device, I would have figured that it had SteamOS on like some kind of small internal storage for recovery. If I had known that in the beginning, things would have gone a little bit quicker, a little bit more smoother, but we made it. So I have learned some stuff, and SteamOS, or the Steam Deck for that matter, is a very open device. I mean, it runs Linux and all that, and you're able to load whatever OS you want on this handheld, which is really cool, very impressive. And if you're wondering what you can do with this old M.2 SSD, I can think of two things. You can either buy an enclosure, and I'll show one on screen right here, and turn it into an external drive, use it like a mass external drive or a USB or whatever. It'd be a really fast one too. The second option is to install it inside your computer, be it a desktop. Most modern motherboards, especially the gaming variety, have NVMe slots for you to install these into if you have any free ones. And laptops. If you pop your laptop open, there may be an extra slot or two that you can install one of these in to use as secondary storage, or maybe even a boot drive. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it's been informative and entertaining. Let me know what you guys think about this installation in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this tutorial, and it would be sick if you guys subscribed. We are so close to 1,000 subs, and it would mean the world to me if you were to join me on this journey. I've been Nox. This has been upgrading the Steam Deck's M.2 SSD to a 2TB one, and I will catch you in the next video.